Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a little bit out of the ordinary, but I'll try to explain what's going on. I'm recording this after having recorded the video you're about to watch. I realised something when I was editing this video that I didn't pick up on while I was actually playing the game, and I wanted to put this here at the beginning to explain something. These are the two developers of this game. These are the two kids that made this game, and don't worry about David Tennant. And it seems that they very sadly passed away on the 16th of March of 2019, about a year and a half ago. And I didn't realise that at the time. I thought this game was being made in honour of these two people. I believe there are a number of people that this game is made in honour of, but this gravestone here is actually to honour the people who did make this game. But, yes, as the video progresses, certain things may not make complete sense, things that I'm saying, because I didn't realise at the time that the developers of this game had sadly passed away. I didn't realise that, so I'm putting this here at the beginning in order to sort of preface that so that you can understand everything as best as possible. But very simply, this game is fantastic. These two chaps made something genuinely wonderful. I'm so sad that they're gone, because it means that this game won't be expanded upon, which is a real shame, because there was so much potential here and these developers had so much potential. But either way, I hope they rest in peace, and I hope they were proud of what they made, because they had absolutely every right to be, because this is a genuinely fantastic game here, and I had such a good time playing it. So that's all I wanted to say. So we'll get on with the video now properly. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Guardian Angel. Okay, so this is going to be a slightly different video from normal. There's going to be a bit more yakking, and probably quite a lot more jump cuts. So, to summarise what this game is apparently quite difficult. And apparently, only 3 people have ever beaten it on hard difficulty. So, because I've had a really terrible time trying to actually record anything today, I'll tell you that story in a bit. I'm going to try and become number 4. This game is apparently very difficult. This game apparently involves enemies like the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who, if you remember those things. So, let's see what happens. Controls. What are the controls? Move with WASD, E for E and F for use. Strobe flashlight is left mouse. Okay, and sprint is left shift. Okay, that all seems very doable. Okay, so let's play. Oh gosh, okay, so there's different levels, and they're making new ones in the process. As you saw at the beginning, it's only a 0.4 at the minute. Right, okay, so where's the difficulty setting? Let's go on tower. Normal or hard? Okay, you are a pilot flying over a tropical island with a large, mysterious radio tower. However, it has taken a turn for the worse, and you lose control of the plane. You crash, but you realise that you're not alone. Okay, so we'll muck around on normal for a little bit and try to get a good grip of the game, and then we'll come out of it and we'll go back into hard. I should also mention that all of my bravado is probably horribly misplaced. I'm not good at hard games, as when I tried to play Phil, that proved that I wasn't very good at hard games, so it should be interesting. Pretty, reminds me of the forest. So it's not dark yet, but I'm assuming it's going to get dark pretty soon. Okay, so I can sprint. Where's my flashlight? Do I already have my flashlight, or do I get that from somewhere? Okay, so I don't know what my objective is. It just says you have to complete objectives and use the flashlight to stave off the enemies so that you have more time to complete the objectives. I have no idea what the objectives is, however, other than not getting my bum eaten by a monster. Oh, I see. Seems to be some sort of a cabin or a shed or something. Guardian Angel, which is probably going to be anything but a Guardian Angel, as I'm pretty sure they're hanging around to try to prevent you from getting murdered. And hi guys! At least there's no blinking mechanic like SCP Containment Bridge, so I think it's more going to be based on light, which is why I'm slightly confused why the sun is up. Hi guys, I know I'm a bit late to the party, but a bunker. Hello, can I jump? I don't think I have a jump button. That's David Tennant? Or is it Matt Smith? I can't remember. Where's my master switch? Oh, there it is. Can I have the keycard, please? Activate all 6 switches. Oh, they're gone. I have my flashlight. Okay, strobe, flashlight, left mouse. So that's very focused. And then this is a bit wider, so possibly I need to focus a little bit. Oh, here we are. Players who have completed numbers. See, look at all of these people with their cool names like Monkey Stein Games and Kim Left Eye. All these people with their cool names. People who have played it in hard. Oh, wow. Okay, so this may not be very long, which probably means I'm going to die very quickly. Special thanks to all of these people. These are players who helped share the game, shape the game into what it is now. Good for them. All of them is good. All of them are good, happy people. So yeah, I think this is a very short list, very big list. I have never been a man to be on a big list. That's the big list of idiots. I don't know. You are here. Good for me. Okay, so I need to find 5 switches, I assume, because it said there were 6 switches, so presumably there's more like this. R.I.P. Here lies Lewis. Oh. Oh, that's a bit sad. I think that's who this game is made in memory of. Well, Lewis. You're called Lewis, right? Yes, right, Lewis. I'm going to do you proud. Somehow. I'm probably going to fail miserably, and for that I apologise, but I'm going to try and do you proud. Right, okay, so, where did we crash? We crashed over there, which is probably going to cause the forest fire, so assuming that... Which way are we facing? Are we facing that way? I assume so, so let's go this path and see what happens. Okay. So I'm not exactly expecting this game to go brilliantly well. Not the game, as in I'm not expecting my performance to be brilliantly good. I'm expecting my performance to be really rather bad. But hopefully we will have some fun. I'm just going to turn the volume up a bit, as apparently you have to be very aware of your surroundings, which probably means I should shut up occasionally. But it looks like we found a second switch. Apparently hesitation is fatal. Hello, come on. There we go. 1 of 6. Oh, right, I need to do 6 switches, not 5, okay. I thought that was the first switch. No, that's the switch that activates the switches. Okie dokie. Should probably follow the paths, actually, shouldn't I? That would probably be far more sensible than just wandering around in the darkness. Which isn't dark yet, which confuses me, but never mind. Hopefully I can use the tower and the fire as beacons to allow myself to be a bit more aware of my surroundings. My eyes are darting all over the show trying to see if there are any bad guys. It's like driving again. I see something blue in the distance, but I don't think the bad guys are blue. I think they're grey. So I assume when the bad guys come, you shine your light at them, presumably with this sort of focused beam here, in order to get them to go away. Okay, so maybe I have to get a few of them going before the bad stuff actually starts to happen. See, my imagination is getting darker. It's raining. So the sun is setting. It's getting darker. I should probably be sprinting, shouldn't I? It's also kind of scary given the fact that we've been going 7.5 minutes so far, and apparently the people who've beaten this game at hard have done it in about 6 minutes, so that's encouraging to know that I've already taken longer to do this than everyone else has. Is that fire getting bigger? to look at this. It's very sad. Okay. So is that what this clicking noise is that I'm hearing? Is that them? Is that this about being aware of your surroundings? Is that noise supposed to indicate their location to me? It's giving me a better clue as to where they are. I hear my heart beginning to race. The one in the game, not the real one. Not that I've got much of a real one, according to most people I know. Hi, how's it hanging? Where's the switch? Where's the switch? Where's the switch? There it is. Would ye shove off? Oh, there's more of you! Fantastic, my voice is breaking. Okay, so this is lovely. Okay, this is actually quite tense. This is quite fun, actually. It's not often I have fun playing a horror game. I mean, I have fun playing all the games I play, but you know. Horror games are not generally meant to be fun. They're just meant to develop other sensory experiences within you. And this one, so far, is doing a pretty good job of being both fun and scary. I'm not quite sure how I die yet. There must be a way to die, right? Or else hard mode wouldn't have only been completed by 3 people. And my bravado wouldn't be quite so misplaced. Okay, so the screams are getting louder, which tells me I'm in a worse situation. Somehow. Oh, I see, I'm walking into you guys. That's my problem. I'm being an idiot. What a surprise, all of my problems come from my complete lack of brain cells. Okay, why is all the sound going away? Do I have a time limit? Is that my problem? Because if so, I'm going to need to map out where these things are and develop an efficient route. Or am I just running out of stamina? Yeah, they didn't scream at me that time, which tells me I'm running out of time. Oh, for goodness sake. Really? I just walked into you? This is the end of the map, which means I've gone the wrong way. You lot can frankly all just stay right over there. I like the mechanics. They move well. Okay, they don't move so well. Done that one? Gosh. Where are they? Okay. I need to think about this. Which direction are the lights not coming from? There's not really one coming from sort of over there. Well, that's the direction I'll go. Right? Yeah. I'd guess sort of that way or directly behind me, I'd guess is the direction I'm supposed to go. Okay. Possibly also I'm abusing the sprint. Possibly I'm going too fast with the old sprinting. see. So unlike the weeping angels, instead of not moving when they're being looked at, so they don't move when they've got a bright light on them. Could you, like, go away and bother somebody else with your wings and such, like? Do you ever think about that? Do you ever think about, you know, like, not being horrifying monsters that want to murder everybody? Like, for 2 seconds? Do you ever think about that? Your career as a vice counsellor at school, which apparently everybody has apart from me? Do you ever think about that? I suppose you shouldn't be surprised that you're floating. You do have wings, after all. Okay. So this is going interestingly well. Could she stop doing it? Sound design's fantastic, I'll give it that. Sound design is honestly really good. Sound design is something I very much appreciate in a good horror game. Could she stop it for 2 seconds? I think you could get you. I can't speak. I think you get an extra angel every time you unlock another switch. Could she stop gangbanging me in the corner for 2 seconds? Lottie, you can just stay over there. Right, okay, this isn't working. I need to go back to the map and figure out which path I haven't taken, because the path must lead to the switches. No opportunity to walk in any direction with you, it is there. Can't go forwards and can't go back. What song is that? I can't remember. Train, that's the one I'm thinking of. You trying to sneak up on me? You can try, but you will not succeed much. Should I just like back myself into a corner? That seems like a terrible idea. I'm still going to do it, but... Okay. I'm going to assume that on hard mode, every single time you get jump scared, you die. I can only assume that's how hard mode works, because it seems like you can't die here, or at least if you can, you need to do quite a bit of work to do it. I think I just need to be spinning constantly like a top. Would she shove her off? Aha, 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 aha. You guys think you're so big and scary. What the hell is going on? Where's the switch? Where's the switch? Run to the bunker. What bunker? Great, and that's not the end. Presumably that's the bunker underneath the cabin. How do you win this game in 5 minutes? The answer to that is efficiency, my friends. The answer to that is knowing where you're going. Where's the bunker then? Bunker. Oh, it's a bunk. It's a. Never mind. Okay, so that wasn't too difficult. It seems like you can't die in normal mode, which seems a bit weird for a horror game. Because that kind of then takes the scare out of it. I don't know, maybe like those red didgeridoo-dahs that were coming around, maybe they represented like the nearness of death. And if you got jump scared too many times, it gave you like a heart attack and you died. I don't know. Which presumably now you need an awful lot less jump scares to die, or every single jump scare kills you. So, what I'm going to do... How did you skip this? By pressing space. Okay, so, it seems, I assume, like you're safe until you start flipping switches. So, what I need to do is to develop a strategy, because this has got to be more difficult. obviously, if only 3 people have ever succeeded at it, or at least 3 people who are known about have ever succeeded at it, there's got to be a way of doing it. There's got to be a strategy. And I think the best strategy to do that is going to be efficiency. So my idea is to use this map to find... Oh, I see. The whole reason the sound was going away is literally because I'm overusing the sprint. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so I don't need to tell you, I need to be economical about my sprinting. Okay, so which way did I come from? Yeah, I think I went that way. Okay, so I need to identify the locations of all 6 switches so that I can be as efficient as possible and find a really short route to run around, get them all, so that I spend the minimum amount of time actually here. Okay, so let me figure that out. Give me a few minutes, I'll work that out. Okay, so a quick observation that I have made is that the switches do not appear until you have actually flipped the first switch. So I'm going to have to redefine my tactic. I'm going to actually have to flip the first switch before I start looking around and investigating the area. But I don't think the danger will actually start until I start flipping switches. So we won't listen to David Tennant's very nice voice in case I get another copyright claim. The worst part was it wasn't even from a real person complaining about copyright, it was from a computer. Never mind. Oh yeah, that's right, I never told you the story of why I've been having so much difficulty getting a video up today. Anyway, so, I tried to record a game. Got quite a good ways into it, so there's the first switch. Got quite a good ways into it. Only to realise I hadn't actually hit record on my recording software. Which meant I hadn't actually recorded anything that I'd just done. So that was fun. And then I went back into it and thought, okay, never mind. The first bit's kind of lost its nuance, but never mind. We'll go back into it, we'll play it again. Didn't think there'd be a problem. The only problem is when I'd gotten into it, and I got just past the point that I'd gotten to last time. So the second house is here next to the pie shop. I'd just gotten that far, when I then realised the audio levels weren't at the right level, so I needed to adjust them because I do these things on the fly because I'm lazy when it comes to editing. So I adjusted the audio levels, only for the game to vanish. It's not uncommon for games, particularly full-screen ones, to minimise themselves when you click out of them. So that wasn't a problem, that was fine. Okay, so there's one in the fencing, then there's the one by the pie shop, then there's this one here on the hill underneath the tarpaulin, and there should be another one by what looks like a scene from an old western. So I thought the game had just minimised itself. It hadn't. It quit the game in the sense that it wasn't on my screen anymore. It had disappeared from my taskbar, so I thought, oh, that's a bit odd. When you click out of the game, it quits it. Bit strange, but whatever. But then I realised it was still playing the music of the game. Okay, so then you go over the ridge, and then you get to this little group of houses here. It was still playing sound, so I thought it must still be running the program. So I checked the task manager to find that yes, it was indeed still running the program. Which confused the living life out of me, but never mind. Okay, so this is by this little scene, like a town in a western. Okay, so we go to the bunker, to the bit degraded fence. Then we go a bit further to get to the house next to the pie shop one. Then we go up the hill to get to the tarpaulin one. Then we come down the hill to get to here, and we've had 4. So where are the other 2? Over here, perhaps. So anyway, I then balanced the audio levels, so then I started recording again with the correct audio levels and the correct buttons having been pressed, i.e. it was actually recording, only for me to then get 2 seconds further into the game to then realise there was a puzzle that I couldn't solve, because it required a skill that I didn't have. What fun that wasn't. Anyway. So this is number 5, and this is next to the shipping container. So where's number 6 then? So anyway, then I thought, okay, never mind, this game isn't going to work, we're going to give up on this game. So I thought, okay, let me just go into my studio and figure out what videos we've got going up at the minute to see whether I have time to download something with a big file size or a small file size. Because I could download like a game that's a couple of gigabytes, or just download something that's a few hundred megabytes. And then I realised I had a copyright claim on a video that I'd done. Hoorah! And as if that wasn't bad enough, YouTube then told me, oh, it's fine, you can still post the video and everything will be fine, but you won't earn any ad revenue on it. Which is when I then discovered that my videos have got ads on them, even though I'm not in the partnership program. Which means YouTube's earning money off my work, but I'm not. Oh, what fun! Sorry, my rant is over, I promise. It just bugs me a bit. Don't get me wrong, YouTube has every right to earn money off their site, but seriously? I have to prove that I'm worthy of earning money on their site, but they don't. Annoys me a bit, but whatever. Okay, I think this is the final switch. This is next to the burned out old brick building. This game is made in the memory of a lot of people. It's a bit sad, really. I hope these developers are okay. I hope they're proud of what they've made, because they have genuinely made, with the exception of the rant which I've just had, which is not relevant to this game at all. Trust me. Like, that has nothing to do with this game at all. Has nothing to do with this game at all. With the exception of that rant, I really do like this game. The sound design is very good, the animations are good, the sound design is fantastic, the visual effects on when you get jump scared are also very good. And as of yet, well, I haven't seen how hard mode is, but if hard mode is properly hard, I'm going to like it even more. So far, I'm very impressed. Obviously, some people will probably complain and say, oh, it's not a very original concept. Yeah, but it doesn't need to be original, does it, if it's fun? I'm not original. I'm an overdressed, posh-talking idiot. I'm not an original concept on YouTube. Doesn't mean I can't still occasionally be vaguely entertaining. Okay, it seems like that one is the furthest away, because the other 5 seem like they're on a loop. Because we've got this one here that's the container, then next to it we've got the one in the western scene, then the one after that we've got the tarpaulin, and then the one after that we've got the pie shop, and then the one after that we've got the one in the fencing, and then we're right next to the bunker. That one, however, is really far away, and it seems like the danger doesn't start until you flip your second switch. So it seems like the best strategy is to... Oh, gosh, I was wrong. I was completely and utterly wrong. I shouldn't have been standing around. Oh, gosh, forgive me. Forgive my foolish ways. I'm looking forward to this. Sorry, I'm a bit hyperactive in this video. Oh, man, all the hair on my head is standing up. Not visually, but I swear it is in real life. Not to imply this is a dream. Don't worry, you are awake. Is the thing one. I don't know, I'm not your mother. No, I'm your mother for that. So I'm grateful. Hello. Hello. Why are you all so very sad? That's one thing I never understood about the Weeping Angels. Why are you so sad? Cheer up, things ain't so bad. It's a Alright. I see you're not a Family Guy fan. Fine. It's not for everybody. Personally, I think it's quite good, but, you know, I wouldn't I? Yeah, no. Like, am I crazy? I think we're crazy. I'm just going to start making that. There's the tarpaulin, there's the tarpaulin. Hello, what are you doing? Yeah! I can't wait to see how quickly YouTube auto-generated something to butcher everything I'm trying to say. I flip that switch on off, I don't think I did. This is a bit of a problem for me, isn't it? Because I can't actually get to the switch. I hate that you need to face the switch to turn it on. That drives me up the wall. I know that's by design, but come on, guys. Seriously, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Could she just stop for 2 seconds? I've run out of sprint. I really need to stop just constantly switching. Okay, but I may... Considering that was my first try, I think that was pretty decent. So, allow me to loosen my tie because it's warm in here. And let's try that again. So, I think if I hadn't gotten stuck where they were all just standing around in a circle by the switch and I couldn't actually get to them, I don't think that would have actually been too much of a problem. So that wasn't too bad actually. Let me quickly do my circuit again. I'll just activate the first switch over here, and I'll just do my circuit and go all the way around, just so I know exactly where I'm going, because I got a little bit lost when I was by the tarpaulin one. I was a little bit lost as to which way I was actually supposed to go. So give me a minute, I'll quickly do a run around, and then we'll have another try. But that was a good start. Okay, so I've done my circle around in order to figure out exactly where I'm going, and I've got a much better idea of which direction I'm going. You can actually do all of this by going on the paths, and I feel it would be best to go on the paths, because in the tension it's going to be pretty tricky to remember the exact directions that I have just written down in my brain. So, a couple of quick observations that I have made. It would seem the most efficient way to move is to sprint for about 10 seconds, and then to not sprint for about 5 seconds, and then sprint for about 10 seconds, not sprint for 5 seconds. Doing it on a cycle like that. That seems to be about as efficient as I can get it. I'm not doing that currently, because obviously I can't count and talk at the same time. I also think it's most sensible to finish with that switch, because then that leaves you the closest to the bunker. Because you want the last stretch of distance that you travelled to be the smallest. Because each distance is more dangerous than the last. The distance between the first switch and the second switch is the least dangerous, and the distance between the sixth switch and the bunker is the most dangerous. Which is why I'm starting over here and then going down the side of this plane towards the one by the containers, the shipping containers, because that's the longest distance. So the way that I'm doing it, I'm trying to make each distance that I go shorter each time, because it's more dangerous, to try and sort of even out the amount of danger that I have to take in total, if that makes any sense. And I have also figured out that you cannot activate these things unless you're looking directly at them. I've also realised the E and F don't actually do different things, it's just depending on which button you want to press. I'm sorry, I've got hiccups. Okay, ready to die again? Oh, yes, I am ready to die again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3. Oh yes, something else. I've also increased my mouse sensitivity in order to allow myself to move around a bit better, which is making it a little bit easier for me. So if you want to play this game, I'd advise doing it with a high mouse sensitivity. So maybe change that before you actually go into the game. I'm lucky enough to have one of those buttons on my mouse that actually changes the mouse sensitivity on the fly, which is lovely. I love doing things on the fly. I always fly by the seat of my pants for some stupid reason. I've also realised, I'm not using the strobe, I'm not using the focus light, that's what was killing me. What I've also realised, I don't know. Man, this place suddenly becomes a lot harder to navigate in the darkness. Okay, so, I don't know what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to do stuff and things. I'm trying to hold my fingers in a way that allows me to maximise my usage of the keyboard. And I've lost the path. How did I lose the path? I can see how this can be done in 6 minutes though. Absolutely I can. Give me time. I'll bang my head against the wall for a few hours and I'll get this done. I see. I was running past it and I ran that way. I was supposed to run that way. I need to go back over the ridge of the hill. I see. The problem is, you see, and this is probably by design, the problem is that when it becomes darker, the whole forest becomes very different. And it becomes much harder to identify where you are. So you're planning out your strategy and your route in the light, and then having to travel in the darkness, which is very difficult. does make things a bit more tricky, and I'm sure that's been done by design in order to make things a bit harder, but it's not inconquerable. Nothing's inconquerable. If 3 other people can do this, I can do this. Sure I can. Probably anyway. I've also realised lingering on hills is a bad idea. Because if you can point to them as you're running away from them, let's say they're at that tree, and you keep on pointing them, no matter how far away you are, they'll still keep their eyes covered. If you go over a ridge of a hill, however, I am not cool with you kids. Seriously, you are not fun. If you go over the ridge of a hill, they have the opportunity to make some distance on you, which isn't good. You don't want that to happen. So don't do that. Avoid ridges of hills if you can. Try to keep areas of flat. Try to keep a good eye on them. Oh, really? You're up there like a... Ideally you want them all clumped up together. Like this, because they can't move now. You all think you're so smart, so spooky. Guess what? You ain't. You're just a real pain in the royal backside. I'm sure the Queen has been able to get it. If she had, it would be a pain in the royal backside. This switch is a pain. It is such a pain! Seriously, that switch is the whole breaking point of this entire procedure. It is such a pain, because it's got the... like the little tiny walls and the little... oh, it's got the little... poles in the ground. It's really, really easy for them to get in the wrong position, which means they can clump up around you, and because it's on the hill, thinking back to what I said before. So maybe I should adjust my strategy. Yeah, I'm going to adjust my strategy. I'm going to start with that one. I'm going to see if I can move it. See if I can change things around a little bit and try and do it in a way that means that the route is generally as efficient, not quite as bad. Maybe if I do the one on top of the hill, then the one at the western, then the container, then the burned out house, then the pie shop, then the grating one, and then go to the bunker. That should make things roughly as efficient slash as inefficient. How many of you are there in total? Okay, so there are only 5 of you. There are only 5 of you. So at worst there can be 5 of you. Okay. That's good to know. I will get this. It's not hard. It's irritating and it's finicky and you must be precise and efficient, but it's not hard. It's not impossible. It's not like Phil, where I couldn't work out for the life of me what the mechanics were. They have simple, straightforward mechanics. It makes sense. You get jump scared too many times, your heart rate goes up too much, and you die. It makes perfect sense, and that's why I'm happy to keep playing this game, because in so many games, by this point, I would have given up. I mean, admittedly, I've only had a few tries, but I've been going about half an hour, or so, about 35 minutes, and I haven't given up. And the reason I haven't given up is because I understand this game, and it's good. I can understand this game, I can figure out how it's working and what it wants from me, and I know what it wants. It's got precise instructions. It's like writing an essay. I had this problem constantly last year. Whenever you write an essay and they don't give clear instructions, they always come back with feedback and say, oh, well, why didn't you talk about this, and why didn't you talk about that, and why did you do this, and why did you do that? Well, if you'd given me more precise instructions, maybe I would have known not to talk about this and to talk about that. Precise instructions and precise mechanics that can be sussed in a game makes sense. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's. The 2020 modes in Five Nights at Freddy's are not impossible. They're extremely particular, but they're not impossible. You can get them if you do the right things at the right time, in the right order, in the right way. They are perfectly doable. I did flip that switch, didn't I? Yeah, good. Their blue eyes make things easier as well. Their blue shiny eyes make things easier. Why do I keep holding down the sprint button? I just forget to stop using sprint. It's interesting. It's an interesting mechanic because the jump scares increase your heart rate, but sprinting does as well, which means you have to take this extremely fine balance. There's the container. Where's the house then? It's hidden over this ridge, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. So it is literally just across this tree line. It's not a weird line, it's just a perfectly straight line. Yeah. Okay. Like I say, it's perfectly doable. Perfectly doable. It just is particular. And the main problem that I've been having is one of two things. A, that tarpaulin one, which has been solved now. We've adjusted the strategy to account for that. And secondly, it's me forgetting to stop sprinting. Like, I'll be turning around, I'll be looking behind myself, and I'll be trying to find out where they are and shining the flashlight on them, and I'll forget to take my sprint off, which means my heart rate gets too high. I need to stop doing that. I need to be very mindful of my sprinting, and to be very careful about it. Oh dear. What I also like about this particular game is that the terrain design makes sense. So often in games there's terrain design and there's hills and mountains and stuff, and it's just there just so that it's not a totally flat ground. Here it actually makes sense because the hills actually make sense in terms of the mechanics. They make it harder to escape the bad guys because it allows to pick up the ground on you, and it makes it easier to get lost in the darkness. This is nice. It's nice to see that they've actually woven all of this stuff in together so that the environment actually interacts with the gameplay. Nice little feature. Like it. I like it a lot. It is nice. I've also realised is that that noise is merely an indication of how close they are. It is not an indication of how way they are. If you're playing this with surround sound systems, which to be honest with you, everybody in the last 15 years has been playing games with the surround sound systems, if you are playing it with a surround sound system, do not think that they're always on your left, because they're not. Sounds always come from the left, but that doesn't mean they are on your left. It's weird, really. You're editing this, and you already know whether I've won or not. I don't. I don't know whether I've hung my head in shame and given up after hours and hours of trying, probably after ripping half of my hair out. I don't know whether I've won yet. You do. You do because you're editing the video. And you do because you're watching the video and you've already read the title, which either says something like, I tried really hard but I failed miserably because I'm an idiot. Or it says something like, I am the fourth winner or something. So you already know whether I've won. I don't. And that's weird, isn't it? I think we're both hearing the same words. You've got different knowledge in your brain. I don't know. I don't go mad. Maybe this is driving me insane. Maybe I was already insane. Oh dear. What you need to prevent happening is them getting scattered. Because like you saw just then, there were 3 on my left and there was 1 on my right. I went to get the switch, which meant I wasn't looking at any of them. What you need to do is you need to keep them clumped up together in a big bubble so that you can shine your flashlight on them, then look away, flip the switch, and look straight back. They may have moved, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that they're not scattered. But we made progress. We made progress. We got past the plane and we got to the 4th switch. So we're doing better than we did last time. I can get through this. I can get through this and have my name put on this game. I don't know why I care. I'm not usually a man that cares about accolades and the such like, but I care about this for some reason. Partly because it's really good. It's good. This is a good game. It genuinely is a really good game. I'm probably going to have the slowest time, but I think if I can be in a list of just 4 people, I think it'll be enough for me. I don't need to be at the top of that list, I just need to be on it, and then I'll be happy. I don't know why. I don't feel like I've achieved a lot with this channel, and I want to achieve something with this channel. I feel like maybe this is what I want to achieve. I don't know. Oh dear. Now for Angels, you're drinking an awful lot of beer to have that kind of a beer belly going on, you know. It's not very angelic of you, is it? What I also found, as I may or may not have shown, I don't know, if you move around doing this, then when they appear behind you, they're more likely to... I don't know why, but if you keep doing this for some reason, which is probably very annoying for you to watch, but if you keep doing that for some reason, that sort of makes them spawn differently somehow. I don't quite get how. Like they spawn behind you, and they don't do that most of the time. So the trick is you use the time. See there, they do that. That's what I mean. That's what this tactic seems to do, which I don't get why, but I don't care why because it works. Maybe circles would be better. Circles? I'll try circles. Man, I'm going to be dizzy at the end of this. Okay, you also need to use the sound of fire to guide your hand and your feet and your bum. See, it does that. Man, that's difficult to look at, even for me. Going over that ridge is the dangerous bit. Because they don't have to come over the ridge, they can just spawn on the far side of it, which is a pain in the absolute butt. And they despawn, which really irritates me. They despawn even when you're shining the light on them. That bugs me. Okay, here we go. Okay, hi. Okay, where's your friend? Okay, you're alright there then. No, you're not. Oh, this is exactly what I didn't want to happen. That's a bit better. That's not quite so good. Okay, there's all 5. You were here already. Okay, that's a bit not quite what I was expecting. Okay, I had some complications to my equations, but never mind, I'll still work them out. Let's see. Carry the 1. Hello. Did I actually flip that? No, I didn't, did I? Never, ever panic. I didn't work this bit of my strategy out. Ignite the whole thing. I didn't work out which way I'm supposed to go. Never panic. If you feel trapped by them, do not just spin around. Seriously, you will get killed and you will get killed. Remember the jiggle tactic. Remember the tactic of jiggles. Jiggle. All the best things in life jiggle. Jelly. I don't know why I said that. I hate jelly. Genuinely, it's disgusting. It has no taste whatsoever, and it has no flavour either. So when my taste and flavour different things? I don't know. I'm going crazy. I'm being chased by monsters. I know I've adapted my strategy slightly, and I'm not doing what I said I was going to do, but, you know, screw consistency and all that. See, like there. Don't panic. Panicking will get you killed. That was pretty good though. I got to my 5th. I got to the 5th switch. I didn't switch it, but I got to it. Actually, I kind of reached 6 switches. I just didn't. No, not 6 switches. Yeah, 6 switches. Yeah, I actually got all the way around my circuit. With the exception of not actually getting back to the bunker, I actually got all the way around the circuit. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to adjust my strategy slightly. Because it seems like the first 2 are not hugely dangerous. Ah, but then that means that really long section by the ship, but walking by the ship's going to be more dangerous. We'll give this a try and see what happens. Because getting to the second one isn't hard. So what I'm thinking is if I finish... I don't know what I'm thinking, but my brain is telling me this is worth a try, so I'm trying it. If it doesn't work, you'll never hear these words. If you are hearing these words, you'll know it does work. Or at least it's worked a bit. It's not angelic to scream, kid. I wonder, do they have like a cooldown? It seems like they don't open their eyes directly after you shining the flashlight on them. It seems like they keep their eyes closed for a couple of seconds. Not a huge amount of time, but a couple of seconds. Which means I have more opportunity to swing it left and right like this, and it still work fine. So that's interesting. That's what I meant. When I said don't panic, that's what I was trying to say. Right there. So we had the house, right? And we had the switch that's located here. And then we had the bad guys who were here. And then a couple more bad guys there. I was here. I ran to the switch. I flipped it, and then I ran that way. That's where my mistake was. I should have run to the switch while looking towards them, keeping the light on them, flip the switch, and then run backwards. That was my failure. Because they were all close enough that when the flashlight was off them for a second, they could all kill me. That's the danger of that bit. Because of that little ridge before the house, that's why that bit is so dangerous. Because when you come over it, they have the opportunity to despawn from their old location on the far side and respawn much closer to you, which allows them to pick up a lot of ground. And the closer they are, the more dangerous they are. Because when they're a distance away, they do have a limited movement speed. When they're a good distance away, it doesn't matter if you take your light off them for a minute, because they'll move, sure they'll move, but they won't move far enough to actually kill you. Because of that ridge, they have the opportunity to pick up the distance that they need to get right next to that house. That's where the danger comes in. And again, it demonstrates good design, which is why I really like this game. That's why I'm not getting frustrated with it. Because I can see what it wants, I know what it wants, I can do what it wants, I just need to do it. Where's the dang house at? Little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna kill for you the whole time. If that angel screams in your face, Mama's gonna get her a big old mace. With that mace she'll smash angels in. Oh, that was a bad idea to say, because I haven't got anything that rhymes with that. Oh, Dagna, I've got myself royally done. I can manage this, is doable. I think I can do this, yes I can. I'm singing a stupid song, probably breaking copyright. Is the song copyright? I don't know. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. I'm for you to hold on. Baby, will not see. I nearly hit the freaking thing. That was good. Not the song. The song was terrible. The rest of it was grand. Genuine. That was good. That was a really good. We got really far. All I needed to do was flip that switch and get over there. But they were moving a bit too much. I couldn't quite get them under wraps. Couldn't get them under a net. I couldn't bludgeon their face in with a big old stick and get them to stay still for 2 minutes. But I will. See, this is the difference between a good game and a bad game. A bad game at that point would have made me mad. Mad as a rabbit, and mad as a rabbit in spring with a hot cross bun shoved up its bum. I don't know. Which I suppose would make a rabbit quite big, considering a hot cross bun is quite large in comparison to a rabbit. But, I'm not mad. I'm excited. I'm excited to do this because I know I can. It's within my abilities. I can do this. I'm not usually a person for positivity and pep talks. But seriously, this is doable. This is 100% doable. And when it is done, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look into your big, silly faces, and I'm going to say, I didn't realise you were this tall. I'm going to stand next to you because you're not quite as tall. I'm going to say that you're all a bunch of miserable failures, and I'm amazing. That's what I'm going to say. Well, this game is honestly really good, and I really do like it. And it's nice to see that a game that's been made in memory of a few different people, who I assume were close to the developers. It's nice that they've made such a good game. I think putting myself into that situation, if a game was being made in my honour, and it was as good as this, I'd be astounded, because this is genuinely really good. I know I've said that a lot, but I cannot ram that home enough. This game is really good. And it's a credit to the people that it's made in honour of. Because I think that possibly, I don't know, I'm not a mind reader, but possibly the fact that it's made in memory of a few people has driven these developers to make it even better than it might otherwise have been. Which I think is fantastic, because this genuinely is really good. What I also like is that perimeter indicator. It doesn't always come to a jump scare. Because like, I can feel it building up, and I know when it gets to its crescendo, its highest point. I know that. And I don't know, is there about to be a jump scare, or is there not about to be a jump scare? 'Tis sneaky. 'Tis the sneakiness. What it's also a good idea to do is to have some sprint saved up when you're flipping the switch. Don't flip the switch with no sprint. Deadly mistake. And swing your flashlight amongst them all. Do a quick sweep of the area and get them all just flashed. Flash them all, basically. If you flash everybody, then they'll stand still while you flip them. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm talking about flashlights, or torches, and switches. I don't know what you're talking about. Kiss the name that you sign, then darling I will read again right from the start. Love letters straight from your See? Like that. The killer behind me didn't move that time, because that flashed Because, you know, I'm so utterly horrendously ugly that when anybody sees any segment of my skin, they immediately freeze with horror. Oh, the gift of self-deprecating humour. Self-depreciating humour. Self-deprecating. That means to take something away from me. I should need it. I'd also advise keeping out of the trees. Safer off the trees. Ah! There's a flea biting my neck! Ah! There's something biting my neck. This isn't good. Oh! Oh, whatever it is that's biting onto my neck, whatever small insect is doing that. Ooh! Oh, if I wasn't doing this, all the things I'd do. All the things I'd say. Ooh! That's painful. I don't like that. I did it! For the first time in my life! For the first time in my life, I actually set myself a goal, and I did it. I did it! I beat Guardian Angel on hard difficulty. I'm only the fourth person to do this. Oh. This game is brilliant. I love this game. This game is genuinely so good. Oh gosh. My heart, when I was moving backwards then. I was trying to find the bunker. I thought to myself, I need to turn around and see what it is. And I thought, no, I cannot do that, I will die. And I was just praying, that the bunker was on the opposite side to the final switch, and it was, and we did it! I did it! I did that! We did it! Oh gosh, I am shaking. I'm absolutely shaking. Okay, never mind. Oh, I did it. I beat hard mode in 7 minutes and 9 seconds. I am so proud of myself. Thank you very much for joining me. This game is amazing. I love it. Oh my word. Well, to Lewis and Andrew and everybody else that this game is made in memory of, it's a fantastic game that has been made here, and I loved it. So, to the developers, well done. Genuinely well done. This is a fantastic game, and you've done your friends proud. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other. Don't blink. Don't turn around. And good night.